Good afternoon, fellow investors. Today I wanted to briefly touch on Smith & Wesson Brands Inc., ticker SWBI. This is one of my core holdings, and they just released earnings after market close yesterday. Before I get too much into it, I would just like to remind everybody to give an old shellac into that like button and drop comments below if you have this stock, because that'll help me with the algorithm in getting to the 100 subscriber mark, which is the goal I'm working on currently. So Smith & Wesson is not a large market cap, only about 500-ish million. They're the old-timey gun manufacturer founded in 1852 in Connecticut. The reason I own this company has to do with their general overall strategy and business model, right? What are their priorities? Margin, low or no debt, cash, dividend growth, share count reduction. Basically, it's a shareholder focus, right? So that's what I like to see. Now, these are actually, especially the reduction in share count, these are things that investors like Warren Buffett really like to see in companies they invest in. Now, this company is a bit too small for a company like Berkshire to invest in them, because they could actually like sneeze and accidentally buy the whole company. But for small investors like myself, this is a way to use a similar strategy to someone like Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger and get those really great kind of below the radar, slow, over long periods of time, really great returns on my money. So that's what I like about them. Now, with regards to the most recent earnings, they're basically discounting or trying essentially setting aside the earnings they had from the heights of the pandemic. They mentioned the comparable quarter from last year, but they're not really considering that to be truly a comparable quarter, because it was kind of this fluke event with what kind of numbers they were achieving. So they're kind of normalizing by going back to fiscal 2020, which was in this case before the height of the pandemic and before they had these kind of crazy results. And when they compare to that comparable quarter, net sales up, margins up, EPS up, right? So the market, obviously, considering that there's been so much disappointment lately, responded quite well to that. They also beat on the analyst expectations. So that's why Smith & Wesson is up right now. Now, personally, I don't go based just on the quarter-to-quarter results. If I did, I wouldn't have been selling puts last fall, because it was all kind of bad news. Any way you slice it, the sentiment was very negative around this company. For me, it's more about their long-term strategy of returning value to shareholders and focusing on the business fundamentals. I think boring companies that focus on the fundamentals are just fine, and I would probably rather have 100 Smith & Wessons than 100 Carvanas or tattooed chefs or whatever, right? It's the future. Okay, well, these guys have been around for over 150 years, and I think they'll be around for potentially another 150 years. All right, so that's it really on Smith & Wesson. Take it easy. Let me know what you think. Peace.